Hi, this is Cheryl Gallant, your Conservative Member of Parliament for the Globalist Leary riding of Renfrew-Nipissing-Pembroke. The Prime Minister has his servants loading up the jet for the G7. He may even share footage of himself getting his second mix and match vaccination. The reason I'm raising this today is we have an idea of at least one subject to be raised at next week's meeting of the G7 in Cornwall, UK, a global minimum corporate tax. Reportedly, the notion had risen through a steering group within the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD. U.S. President Biden wants to lift their tax rate to 28%, part of a plan to raise levies on both companies and the highest income earners. Currently, U.S.-based companies pay a 21% tax rate, a level that was slashed to during the Trump administration. Under Obama, the top rate had been 35%. Remember that. Now back to Canada and what this means to you. Large employers station jobs in jurisdictions where it's most profitable to do business. Canadians remember the exodus of Big Pharma to the United States after Pierre Trudeau changed the patent laws. As we've seen over the past year and a half, being unable to develop and manufacture our own source of vaccines has cost Canadians more than jobs. His son's incompetence as our current Prime Minister has not helped matters, to say the least. When Trump made taxes more attractive for American companies to manufacture in the United States, industries left Canada and headed for home. Well, there's a new administration in the White House, and it wants to spend into oblivion. But Biden needs more money to build back better after he burns the American economy to the ground. And he does not want to lose those companies Trump repatriated. So President Biden wants to prevent any other country from luring his corporate taxpayers away to more tax-friendly environments. What better way to do this than to make an international law? The socialist-dominated European Union is all in for higher taxes. Our own finance minister cannot help herself from gushing about how much she loves taxes. Over the weekend, she was thrilled that the other G7 finance ministers want a global corporate tax too. We've lived this scenario before. Rewind to 2019. Trudeau had wheels down from his jet in August, refreshed from his sojourn in Biarritz, France, full of hubris and promises for the middle class. When is that 25% cell phone rate cut going to happen? But there was more. He had committed Canada to reaching an agreement to simplify regulatory barriers and modernize international taxation within the framework of the OECD. And then we were into an election. What does joining a global system of taxation mean to our sovereignty? Is a global bureaucracy to police this new global tax system going to be constructed? Will a new global tax be levied to pay for this new bureaucracy? Will we have to elect representatives from each participating country to oversee this bureaucracy? How will each representative take positions on issues as they arise? Will they be dictated to by the executives of their respective governments? will everyday Canadians still have a say in the issues of the day, in the extra taxes we have to pay? The problem is, Trudeau has still not consulted Parliament to committing to a global tax scheme. And that means no one has consulted you. Remember, a 15% tax is just the selling price. Biden wants to tax businesses at 28%. And of course, over his 4 years in office, he won't be outdone by Obama at 35%. Many Canadians have not gone back to work yet. Trudeau has his paid-off media fanning the flames for a fourth wave. People cannot afford to find even homes that they can live in or affordable housing at all, even if they have jobs. We cannot afford to run businesses out of the country or stifle new ones from starting up. And we definitely must not let Trudeau further abuse, exploit, and restrain small business owners who continue to be forced into lockdown due to his refusal to stop international flights from COVID hotspots. Well, Trudeau's leaving on that jet plane in a matter of days. Parliament will rise, and then we'll be into an election. Let your voice be heard now. Write to our Prime Minister, who refuses to listen to anyone other than his billionaire benefactors. Let's remind him his job is to work for us. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Please share this video with your family and friends. Follow me on YouTube and Facebook. Keep up to date on how I'm fighting for you against incompetent Liberal government. Live, this is Cheryl Gallant, wishing you a good night.